everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? What if everything you've ever sought, the happiness, peace, and fulfillment you've chased throughout your life, was not found in external riches or pleasures, but hidden deep within the nature of your own mind? Over 2.5 millennia ago, one man dared to walk away from unimaginable luxury, leaving behind wealth, power, and a royal destiny, all to unravel the greatest mystery humanity has ever faced, the mystery of human suffering. His name was Siddhartha Gautama, and his profound journey from prince to enlightened being changed the course of history forever. But beyond mere history, Buddha's greatest teaching holds transformative power, revealing timeless truths about why we suffer, what keeps us trapped in cycles of dissatisfaction, and how we can finally find lasting peace. In today's video, we journey deep into the story and wisdom of the Buddha, exploring his most essential insight, an insight that, if truly understood, has the power to free us all. Prepare yourself not just to listen, but to awaken as we discover together Buddha's greatest teaching, the truth that truly changes everything. Over 2,500 years ago, in the lush kingdom of Kapilavastu, a child was born whose destiny would shake the foundations of human understanding. His birth was cloaked in prophecies. Wise seers foretold he would either conquer the world as a mighty king or illuminate humanity as a profound spiritual master. Fearing the loss of his son to a life of spiritual renunciation, his father, King Suddhodana, crafted a world of luxury around the young prince, Siddhartha Gautama. Within the palace walls, Siddhartha knew only joy, comfort, and indulgence. His every desire was fulfilled instantly. Pain, sadness, and suffering were carefully hidden away, mere myths whispered far beyond his golden chambers. Yet amidst endless pleasures and luxury, Siddhartha felt a restless emptiness, an inner whisper calling him to something greater, something beyond the glittering veil of royal privilege. One day, driven by a burning curiosity, he ventured beyond the palace gates, stepping into the bustling streets of reality for the first time. There he witnessed four sights that forever shattered his illusions of perfection. An elderly man bent by age, a sick person groaning in pain, a corpse being carried to its final resting place, and finally a wandering ascetic, serene and free from worldly burdens. These encounters shook Siddhartha to his core. They revealed a harsh, inevitable truth. Life is fleeting, filled with suffering, and ends in death. Yet in the calm eyes of the ascetic, Siddhartha glimpsed a hidden possibility, a path beyond suffering, a deeper freedom awaiting discovery. From that moment, Siddhartha's heart was set. He knew he could no longer return to the comforts of ignorance. Driven by compassion, he chose to abandon his princely life, leaving behind not only riches, but his beloved wife and infant son. He understood that only by embarking on this profound journey could he hope to uncover a universal truth, a truth powerful enough to end suffering for all beings. Thus began Siddhartha Gautama's legendary quest for enlightenment, a path that would not only transform him into the Buddha, but illuminate a timeless teaching powerful enough to free the human spirit. After leaving behind the luxuries of the palace, Siddhartha Gautama entered a new world, one far removed from the opulence he once knew. His goal was simple yet profound: to discover the truth behind human suffering and ultimately how to transcend it. But this journey would be anything but easy. His quest began with renowned spiritual teachers of his time. First, Siddhartha studied under Alara Kalama, mastering deep states of meditation that brought his mind into realms of nothingness. He soon found, however, that while these states offered temporary relief from suffering, they did not provide a lasting solution. His heart yearned for a deeper truth, a permanent liberation. Unsatisfied, he continued his journey, seeking out another great teacher, Uddaka Ramaputta. With incredible discipline, Siddhartha quickly reached even subtler states of consciousness, realms beyond perception itself. But yet again, upon returning from these transcendent experiences, he found the same old suffering awaiting him. Realizing that even the most advanced meditation states of the time could not offer lasting freedom, Siddhartha turned toward extreme asceticism. Believing that liberation might lie beyond the denial of physical comfort, He joined a group of ascetics dedicated to rigorous self-mortification. For 6 arduous years, he subjected his body to severe deprivation, fasting until his ribs protruded, sleeping unprotected in harsh weather, and enduring physical pains that pushed him close to death. Yet amidst this relentless pursuit, enlightenment remained elusive. He had tested both extremes, indulgent luxury and harsh deprivation. Neither brought him peace. Weak and near death, Siddhartha realized he was no closer to liberation than when he began. There had to be another way, a balanced path between these two extremes. Then came a moment of profound revelation. Sitting near a riverbank, frail and barely conscious, Siddhartha heard the gentle sound of a musician tuning a lute. The musician explained patiently to his apprentice, "If the string is too tight, it will snap. If it is too loose, it will not play. The secret is balance." These simple words resonated deeply within Siddhartha's exhausted heart. In that instant, he understood. Enlightenment lies not in extremes, but in the harmony between indulgence and deprivation, a middle way. Revitalized by this profound realization, he abandoned extreme asceticism, accepted nourishment, and turned inward once more, this time with renewed clarity and determination. The middle way would become the cornerstone of his spiritual journey, a pathway leading directly to the ultimate truth that he sought. Determined, Siddhartha chose a peaceful spot beneath a sacred fig tree, known today as the Bodhi tree. Here he made a solemn vow to himself and the universe. He would not rise again until he had unlocked the mysteries of human suffering and its end. Calm yet resolute, he settled into deep meditation, prepared to face whatever arose, within or without. As his meditation deepened, Siddhartha encountered Mara, the embodiment of illusion and temptation. Mara unleashed powerful forces, fear, desire, doubt, attempting to distract Siddhartha from his quest. Visions of pleasure, seductive whispers of doubt, and even terrifying apparitions assailed him relentlessly. Yet Siddhartha remained unmoved, recognizing these distractions as mere shadows cast by his own mind. With unshakable serenity, he touched the earth, signaling his grounded presence and clarity. This simple, profound act shattered Mara's illusions, leaving Siddhartha in perfect tranquility. As dawn broke on the horizon, something extraordinary occurred. Siddhartha Gautama attained full enlightenment, becoming the Buddha, the awakened one. In that moment, clarity filled his consciousness. He saw the intricate web connecting all existence and comprehended the very source of human suffering, attachment to the impermanent. This awakening unveiled 4 profound truths. The truth of suffering, dukkha. Life, as ordinarily lived, is marked by suffering. Everything from joy to sorrow is impermanent, and clinging to these temporary states creates dissatisfaction and pain. The truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya. The root cause of suffering is craving, our relentless attachment to pleasures, identities, desires, and illusions. The truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha. Freedom from suffering is possible, achieved by relinquishing attachments and accepting the transient nature of existence. The truth of the path leading to the end of suffering, magga. A clear, practical way out of suffering exists. The Noble Eightfold Path, a guide for living with mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion. Through these truths, Buddha saw the entirety of human experience with clarity. He realized that liberation wasn't a distant goal reserved for ascetics or saints, but an accessible path for anyone willing to awaken to the truth of their own life. As he rose from beneath the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha Gautama was no longer merely a seeker. He was Buddha, the enlightened one, ready to share the transformative wisdom that could free humanity from suffering forever. Upon awakening under the Bodhi tree, Buddha could have chosen to withdraw into peaceful solitude. Instead, driven by profound compassion, he felt compelled to share his discovery, the universal path out of suffering, with humanity. His message was simple, yet powerful enough to shake the foundations of existence as people understood it. In his first teaching, delivered at the Deer Park in Sarnath, Buddha revealed what would become known as the 4 Noble Truths, the heart of his enlightenment and the core of all Buddhist philosophy. First noble truth, the reality of suffering, dukkha. Life, Buddha taught, is fundamentally characterized by suffering, not merely physical pain, but dissatisfaction arising from our endless pursuit of temporary pleasures, security, and fulfillment. He acknowledged this universal human condition openly, asking us to face rather than escape it. Second noble truth, the cause of suffering, samudaya. But why does suffering arise? Buddha explained that our suffering originates from craving and attachment. We cling to experiences, possessions, people, and even ideas, desperately wanting permanence in an impermanent world. When our attachments inevitably change or end, suffering naturally follows. Third noble truth, the cessation of suffering, charto nirodha. Yet Buddha offered hope. If suffering has a cause, then it also has an end. Liberation from suffering, he taught, arises from releasing attachment and craving. True peace comes from embracing the impermanence of all things, freeing ourselves from the relentless desire to control what cannot be controlled. Fourth noble truth, the path to the end of suffering, magga. The final truth. Buddha shared is a practical path anyone can follow, the Noble Eightfold Path. This path guides us to ethical living, mental discipline, and deep wisdom. It is composed of 8 interconnected practices: right view, understanding reality clearly, acknowledging impermanence and the roots of suffering; right intention, cultivating intentions based in compassion, kindness, and renunciation; right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, and constructively; right action, living ethically, refraining from causing harm, and acting with integrity; right livelihood, engaging in work that respects life and promotes harmony; right effort, persistently working to cultivate positive mental states in overcoming negativity; right mindfulness, practicing constant awareness of body, emotions, thoughts, and experiences; right concentration, developing meditative skills to experience deeper states of awareness and peace. Together, these teachings form a blueprint for liberation, not through divine intervention, but through the intentional transformation of the human mind and heart. For 45 years, Buddha traveled tirelessly, sharing these teachings across India. His words ignited hope, compassion, and understanding in countless hearts, showing a practical path to inner peace accessible to all, rich or poor, powerful or humble. Buddha's greatest teaching is not simply a doctrine to believe, but a timeless invitation to awaken. It's a challenge to release attachment, embrace change, and consciously walk the path toward liberation, a path available to each of us, right here, right now. Buddha's teachings are more relevant today than ever before. In a world filled with distraction, anxiety, and endless craving, the wisdom of the middle way offers profound liberation. His insights remind us that we are not prisoners of our circumstances. We have the power to transform our suffering through mindful awareness. Every moment of stress, worry, or dissatisfaction is a subtle invitation to pause and ask ourselves, what am I clinging to? Where am I resisting change? When faced with uncertainty rather than reacting with fear or desire to control, Buddha teaches us to respond with presence and compassion. By cultivating mindfulness, we learn to see our thoughts and emotions clearly, not as truths, but as temporary phenomena. We become observers rather than victims, discovering a profound freedom in this simple shift. The Noble Eightfold Path is not just a spiritual theory, but a practical guide to everyday living. At work or school, practicing right livelihood and right speech fosters healthy relationships and mutual respect. At home, applying right action and right intention cultivates harmony, peace, and understanding. In solitude, embracing right mindfulness and right concentration allows us to discover inner peace, even amidst external chaos. Buddha's greatest teaching reveals that enlightenment isn't reserved for monks or mystics in remote monasteries. It's available to all who choose to awaken. True transformation begins not in dramatic gestures, but in the mindful choices of daily life, recognizing that every thought, word, and action plants seeds that shape our future. As Buddha himself said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. Each of us right now is already on the path. Our choice is simply whether we walk consciously, awake to the wisdom and compassion within us, or sleepwalk through life, lost in distraction and attachment. This is Buddha's timeless invitation. Awaken here and now. Transform suffering into freedom, confusion into clarity, and pain into peace. Your journey begins the moment you choose to step onto the path. Thank you for watching.